Good morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. It's Monday, and I'm at home. Woke up in my own bed today. Woke up next to the woman I love. Really, there's just not much in life that matters more than that to me. I'm away from the family, definitely, as we discussed in the last podcast. Makes the heart grow fonder, and I did miss my time with the family. I also had a wonderful time out of my area, doing something I don't normally do. But I did have a wonderful time, and I'm very glad to be home. Kind of a sad day because of the, what do they call it, Hanukkah by the ocean tragedy. It's not a tragedy, it's a murder. And I understand murder's a tragedy, but I don't want to lessen what happened by calling it a tragedy. When I hear tragedy, I think of things like a tornado or hurricane or earthquake. When I hear about a shooting like this in a peaceful setting where people are just trying to celebrate their religion, their beliefs, that's murder, that's terrorism. And I struggled with whether to talk about this today or not because it happened so recently. I tried to come to an understanding within myself as to whether I want to talk about it because it's something on my mind, or because I want to be like everybody else, because I want to talk about the most recent events so that I can garner the largest audience I can. And that's not it. I had to come to this understanding. And I thought about it last night as I was doing my nightly routine to go to bed. And I didn't want to talk about it because it was I think that we've been conditioned to only talk about what the left deems okay. I had to look in on myself and find out if what I'm thinking about and what I'm talking about is truly something that I care about. And it is. I really dislike that people were killed and injured, even half a world away. We don't need that in this world. We don't need that kind of hate and evilness. And if you're one of the people who are standing back and thinking to yourself, well, was this out of hate or evilness, or was this out of some political movement? I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Your right of political opinion ends at another person's freedom. And this evilness is the exercise of the most brutal kind of force and the removal of the most basic freedom, the right to life. So I'm struggling with whether to talk about the Second Amendment and how this happened in a country where people are not allowed to be armed anymore. And I'm sure that the left is going to say, but he had a license to carry or to own firearms, and he owned 6, is the most recent thing that I've read about. That doesn't mean that the tool was the evilness that was carried out. The evilness was carried out by the individual, the father and son. I believe that's who it was. I haven't gone too deep into it this morning. A hammer's not evil because it beats a nail. A gun's not evil because it shoots innocent people. It's the wielder. It's the person holding it. Now, it's my opinion that there was a greater evil done to the citizens of that country when all of their firearms were removed. It created, and I'm going to use some terminology here that seems kind of cold, but this is a cold event that happened. It created a target-rich environment with no means of defense. We don't need that anywhere in the world. That's a rough one. It's hard to look at yourself and say, yeah, we did wrong. What we did was wrong. But it's not my country. It's not my politicians. These are not people that I put into office. This is Australia. And my heart goes out to the people of Australia. My heart goes out to the Jewish community because they're losing these people and their innocence is lessened because of this. It's a horrible event, and there's not a damn thing any of us can do about it. At this point in history, in that country specifically, evil is the only one who is armed. So it is a hard fact for everybody who is anti-gun to accept that these people may have died because they didn't have a way to defend themselves. There's all the idioms and all the sayings in the world where people talk about how if you outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns. Well, it's really true. Let's break that down real short like here. If you don't care about laws, you go out and get a gun, whether it's legal or not. And especially in today's environment, you can go out and print a gun. So we're literally saying if you want to be a law-abiding citizen, you have to be unarmed and you have to be susceptible to violence from anybody. Not just from a gun, but from a knife. Hey, I'm old. I'm almost always armed. When I'm out of my house, hell, most of the time when I'm in my house, I've got a gun near me. And it's not because I'm old, it's because I consider it my duty to carry a gun to protect my family and the people around me. I probably don't go to the range enough anymore because, well, after COVID, everything kind of changed. But I'm almost always armed. And with that, being armed, there's a responsibility to your fellow mankind. And when there is something that happens in life and you can walk away without violence, then we have a responsibility as armed citizens to walk away from that situation. At the beginning of this year, I had a situation where someone was trying to goad me into a fight. He was much younger than I was, and I wasn't going to fight him. Number one, I don't fight people. I'm not a barbaric individual. I don't go to fisticuffs because I don't agree with someone's opinion. And I certainly don't go to blows when I have a strong opinion about someone and they don't like it. But as a person who is almost always armed, whether I was armed or not at that point is irrelevant. It is my responsibility to de-escalate any situation that may become a violent event. And that's what I did. I turned, my wife was present, and I grabbed my wife's hand and we walked away. Times you have to be the bigger person and walk away from a possible barbaric activity that is escalating into existence. And that's what we did. My wife is also armed most of the time, and for that I am very thankful. I don't expect her or me to step up and ever have to defend against some kind of evil violence like we've witnessed in Australia. I pray that we never have to. But if 3 or 4 people had been armed at this event, could that have stopped some of the killing? Obviously not all of the killing. There is the surprise factor. But could it have stopped some of the killing? If you only allow evil people to have guns, if you only allow evil organizations to carry out evil acts and you require your citizens to be unarmed and to just take it and to put up with it, I'm not sure what the Australian laws are, but here in America, the police have no obligation to defend you. They are a reactive force, and this has been confirmed over and over again by our court system and by the Supreme Court. This is case law. You do not have an expectation of defense from the police. They are a reactive force. They will come and they will investigate and they will arrest after the fact. It's a deep subject, and it's something that I didn't expect to have to talk about on a Monday after a trip. But here we are, and here I am talking about it. So, somber subject for a somber day. It is coming up on the holidays for the Christian community, and the Jewish community has entered Hanukkah with a very somber note. And I'm sorry that you're having to go through this, but it is Monday, and I'm hoping that we have a mild Monday. Today's weather for me is going to be chilly, which I was hoping I got out of when I left North Carolina, but here we are. I think we have a high today of 45, which is laughable to some of you. I get that, but we all live in different climates and we're all acclimatized to different weather conditions. That's pretty cold for us. Although for me, it's going to be kind of nice because I'm coming out of, standing around in 29-degree weather up in North Carolina for 10 hours. Wonderful time I had. So this is going to be kind of a relief. After 2 weeks, I've gotten kind of used to the miserable weather of the mountains. As you can tell, I'm back home. I'm in my closet. I like my closet. I've got my Pro mic set back up, and I kind of worked on it a little bit, and I still got a little bit of noise there, but not nearly as much as we used to. And it's nice to be home. It's nice to be in your own bed. It's nice to be, your own shower, the simple things like that with the people you love. And that's definitely where I'm at. And I hope that you can find a lot of love in your life this Monday morning. And I hope that this horrible, horrible, vile incident in Australia can make us all realize that the people we love around us are not permanent by any stretch. Reach out and hug them. Reach out and love them. Every time we go out on the most dangerous places in America, which is the highways, there's a chance we won't come back. So I hope that you go out and you have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. I hope that you can put these horrible events out of your mind for a large period of today. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of the evilness that still exists and must be defended in this world that we live in. Until next time, I hope you find peace, love, and dream. Lahi Traut.